Okay.
And now, the nobody saw it happen, but it's totally a product of Trump's America hoax hate crime of the week.
Ah, shit, it's backwards. You think they'll notice?
Actually, have no swastikas whatsoever this week, but that's okay. As Pride Month comes to a close, outraged residents of Pacifica, California, have suffered an apparent injustice, the theft and mutilation of their precious pride flag flying at their local elementary school.
A show of solidarity Tuesday afternoon for the Sunset Ridge Elementary School in Pacifica. Earlier this month, someone stole a pride flag from the school grounds. A few days later, it showed up again, tattered and burned. Police say it's now being investigated as a hate crime. But instances like these aren't just happening in Pacifica. Speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, California Attorney General Rob Bonta said reported hate crimes across the state rose around 33% last year. The increase in attacks seen against nearly all minority groups, including blacks, Asians, and the LGBTQ community.
Reported hate crime has reached a level we haven't seen in California since the aftermath of the terrorist attacks of September 11th.
Local leaders say the rise in reported hate crimes makes events like Tuesdays even more important.
The sooner we can implement more and more resources and the sooner the community comes together and we have these really critical conversations, can we move forward?
We're going to continue to bond together in unity like this to let those that know that tried to do this, but we don't accept that here.
Okay.
God, do we have to have more conversations? I feel like a tired husband whose wife has been up 3 nights in a row, like talking about their relationship. Like, do we have to fucking talk about this anymore? I'm tired of talking about this. We don't agree. I don't agree with your lifestyle. I'm not trying to take away any rights from you, but I'm not going to pander to you anymore. Yeah. Also, burn all the pride flags. I don't give a shit.
Well, it's quite possible this is no hoax at all. In fact, the reason that I bring this one up is not actually specifically about the flag. Although that is important. I don't want to bury the lead. Well, is no one going to ask why the hell is there a pride flag flying at an elementary school? Yeah. And we're bringing our children in masks to go to this unity event that is organized around sexual lifestyles? Okay. All right. That's the California way, I guess. But even if this one is real, it's actually the other themes of this story that I thought were worth noting. So the premise here, well, it's not just in Pacifica. Hate crimes are surging across California. Well, how could that be with all of your legal and political efforts to fight it in your overwhelming and dominating progressive, tolerant, inclusive attitudes? How could this happen under that sort of political structure? It's because of the type of hate crime that is increasing. Did you catch it? Reported hate crime. Not confirmed.
That doesn't mean anything. Not investigated, not convicted.
Yep. Ugh. Alleged, reported. And the reason that is important is not just because we don't have facts established. It's Cassidy Hutchinson Killer's lyrics. Somebody told me that they once saw this type stuff. It's what they achieve actually through this narrative about the reported hate crimes. Because as these two people who speak in the story are telling you, well, look at all these hate crimes going on. My organization's going to need more money. This political institution's going to need more money because we have to keep fighting this. And generally, whose back does that fall onto? The taxpayer. So they got to sit on their butts and they have checks to cash to fix this forever problem that they're constantly complaining about, but are actually dependent on because the very jobs that they hold are dependent on the idea that this is happening and that being a justification to extract wealth from their neighbors. This is an entire career, an entire industry built on, in many cases, outright fraud, or in other cases, exaggerations to try to perpetuate the narrative. And I noticed the commissioner in this story. I noticed the title. I thought, Dana Johnson, San Mateo County LGBTQ commissioner. This is a point of facts in the case that I'm discussing here. We always have to have a new position. We always have to have a new office. We always have to have a new organization. I thought, my God, they have an LGBTQ commissioner in their county government? That's ridiculous. You have an identity-based government office? Then I went and looked it up. Oh, no. They don't just have a commissioner, okay? They have an entirely separate LGBTQ commission that she serves on. As far as I understand,
department. This is a governmental department, and we're broke.
This is 6 more paid members of county government. As far as I understand, entirely separate from the county commissioners. So what do these people do? They take more of your money to build, as they advertise, a pride center in San Mateo County to make sure that bathrooms are gender neutral for safety reasons in San Mateo County. They take your money to pay them to sit on their butts and do nothing productive. The people they're interviewing, it's a direct conflict of interest. They need these reports to fuel the money that goes to their organizations to supposedly fight these things, but they don't actually want them defeated. They just want them reported. They want the news cycle to continue, and they want to keep extracting your money because this is an industry at this point. It's too entrenched. We can't have it actually go away.
Good Lord.
It's unbelievable.
Are we going to stop this, or are we going to continue down this road and allow this government bloat in this direction that's influencing our culture in such a meaningful way?
I just can't.
They're going to pull off this abortion thing too if they can fund shit like this.
Oh, they'll try it, but what's the mission of this commission is to improve the LGBTQ quality of life in San Mateo County. I'm sorry, if you're a gay person in San Mateo County and life is too oppressive for you, ain't no life for you in this world. It does not exist. Right. You're going to have to learn to deal with life in San Mateo County. It's not going to get easier than that. And yet we have to keep extracting wealth to perpetuate this delusion because people's careers depend on it. All right. You're going to love this story if you didn't see it already, but I think it's hilarious. This is Farmington Hills, Michigan. A Cub Scout leader toured the police department with young children and apparently was shown the basement level of this police department building, which includes a target shooting facility. And this Cub Scout leader says through his or her attorney, I assume his attorney, that all of the targets that they shoot at the police department are depictions of black men. And he and the attorney are very outraged by that. So police investigated and found that the department uses actually 11 white targets and 2 black targets. All of those targets consistent with Michigan state law enforcement standards. And I love this, actually demographically representative. It is proportional to the demographics of this particular area in Michigan. So they were thoughtful about that, it turns out. But the lawyer for this Cub Scout leader isn't done. She says the results of a Freedom of Information Act request show that the police department is not using all the materials that they ordered for target practice, as in all the different targets. She says that they're ordering a diverse group of targets, but they're only ordering the white ones to cover up their habit of shooting only black guy targets. The attorney asks, now how is it that they ordered all of these diverse targets, but the only ones you're actually using are the black men? Now, I would assume that actually these targets come packaged kind of all together. And if you're shooting at a particular point in time, you're not going to make an intentional decision. Make sure that the targets that we're using today are appropriately diverse. You're just going to open a package and you're going to go with them.
Right.
Okay.
They didn't even think about it, surely.
But bafflingly, the police chief, it looks like he's caving to this nonsense. Police chief releases a statement that says, I cannot overstress the seriousness of these accusations. Actually, you can. Come on,
dude.
You definitely can, and you are. Considering the emotional impact this could have on our community, and in keeping with our agency's commitment and partnership with our citizens, I am ordering an immediate legal review of our training systems and targets to be completed prior to our fall training cycle. And we know how this is going to be resolved. From now on, it's only white, heterosexual, Christian nuclear families that will be depicted on the targets for shooting.
What a waste of time. And energy and resources. Why did he have to apologize? Just say nothing.
They already did an investigation and found, we got lots of white guy targets too, but that wasn't good enough. I have no doubt the end result is going to be no shooting black guy targets at all. That will be the end result. You can't have that. So it's one of those instances where I guess erasing black people or erasing the minorities you're seeking to protect is the solution. I don't know. There's probably some obligatory joke about I don't know. They care about demographic representation in the.
It's there. It's somewhere.
The targets and maybe make your own demographic representation logo or a joke and fill in that blank because we're at about 2 hours and I'm getting there in vacation mode.